But that's not to say that a vaccine is not needed. In fact, what we need for malaria elimination is a vaccine. But in the absence of vaccine, the question is, what are we doing? This vaccine has been produced, and if you look at from the news, what they said is that in children, it has efficacy in children. It could be 100%. But from experience, what has happened, in the late 80s, there was a vaccine called developed by a scientist called Malaria. That vaccine was effective, up to 70% efficacy on the field. After some few months and years, the efficacy dropped to less than 20%. So, and the question is, why so? Why is this so? Why is the vaccine that you tested for 1 year, then after 2 years, 3 years, the efficacy drops so rapidly? It's because of the biology of the organism we are dealing with, the parasite, the Plasmodium falciparum parasite we are dealing with that causes malaria. And in this part of the world, 90% of malaria are associated with the Plasmodium falciparum. And this parasite has variants. It has what we call antigenic variations and so forth. So in the research, a lot of things is being put into it so that the vaccine that come out from those research are very potent. Unfortunately, there's so many things we don't understand about the biology of the parasite. We have not understood about the biology of parasite that will make us to have a very, very potent vaccine.
Malaria kills hundreds of thousands of people a year, mainly children and pregnant women, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. And scientists say an effective vaccine is key to attempts to eradicate it. To other news now. 15 children have died in the past few days in a fresh outbreak of viral encephalitis in India's Uttar Pradesh state, taking this year's toll to 358. The disease usually occurs during the monsoon season in Gorakhpur and adjoining areas, and children are the worst affected. The Press Trust of India reports that more than 200 patients are still being treated at government hospitals. At least 6,500 children have died of encephalitis in the region since the first case was detected in 1978. Gorakhpur and adjoining districts which border Nepal in the foothills of the Himalayas are low-lying and prone to floods, providing a breeding ground for mosquitoes which commonly transmit the virus. To Europe, where members of the European Parliament have voted to tighten tobacco regulations aimed at putting young people off smoking, but some measures do not go as far as originally planned. They rejected a European Commission proposal to treat electronic cigarettes as medicinal products, a move that would have restricted sales. They backed a ban on cigarette flavorings, but with a 5-year delay in the case of menthol, while slim cigarettes will not be banned. EU ministers must now consider the plans. Among other measures MPs voted on is to put health warnings on 65% of each cigarette pack as opposed to the proposed 75%. The current requirement for health warnings is the 30% minimum coverage on one side and 40% on the other. It's all about the positive aspects of mental health in later life, as this year's World Mental Health Day is marked globally. The enormous problems that loneliness, isolation, dementia and depression can cause for older people and improving the lives of older people who experience these difficulties is in focus. The World Federation for Mental Health recommends promoting active and healthy aging, emphasizing the role and responsibility that government has, together with voluntary sector organizations and the society at large, to promote good mental health among older people. Finally, the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, when every woman is expected to continue the self-breast examination and visit any health center for clinical breast examination. If you have any concern, you can reach out to these breast helplines showing on your screen.
Every day you invite us to your home. Now we invite you to our homepage. Join Channels TV on social media. Hang out with us on Google Plus/Channels Television. Follow us on Twitter.com/Channels TV_NG. Friend us on Facebook.com/Channels Forum. And don't forget to like our page. That's not all. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, youtube.com/channelsweb, to get constant video updates on news and events in Nigeria and around the world. Channelstv.com, the news at your fingertips.
Several activities marked this year's World Heart Day, and one of them is organized by the cardiovascular unit of the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Idiaraba. Market men, women and students, both young and old, they have come from within and around Tejosho area in Yaba, Lagos, Southwest Nigeria for a free health screening exercise. One after the other, blood pressure measurement, weight checks, body mass index and other necessary health screening were carried out to identify the possible risks for heart diseases. This year's theme is on helping the children take the road to a healthy heart. The question is, how much do young people know about the heart?
I don't think that I know a lot now. But the only thing I know that is, if I come here today, I believe that I will know a lot again.
The heart, I know, is a very, very important part of the body, and to take care of it is it's not easy, it's not hard. It's just the way you take care of yourself. I mean, if you should put yourself in order, like those smokers now, they think they are doing good to themselves, but actually they are not doing good to themselves. And they should think maybe, some people they think maybe drinking and not getting drunk is still okay with them. But anything that makes alcohol last in your body can still kill the heart and the liver and the kidney too. But I don't really know much about the heart and how to take care of it. But taking care of it is the food you take and things you don't need to take.
For the adults, continuing on the road to a healthy heart needs commitment.
What I do about keeping my heart healthy is to eat fruits and take a lot of water. That's all I know.
The coordinator of the screening exercise and consultant cardiologist with Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Dr. Amam Mbakwem, shares her insights into how to achieve a healthy heart.
It's been shown that heart diseases cause more deaths than any other disease in the world. I mean, when you look at the global burden of deaths, heart diseases, cost much more than any other thing, more than the cancers, more than any other thing, we are afraid of. So that we're getting people to focus on the heart. And then even for women, it's been shown that heart diseases kill more women than the cancers, everybody is making so much noise about.
What are some of those things that we do that is not so good for the heart?
Well, our whole lifestyle, because it's been found that if we change our lifestyles, if we live right, so many of the heart diseases will be controlled, because our lifestyles affect things like hypertension, diabetes, obesity, abnormal fats in our system. And this comes from the way we have chosen to live, what we eat. Instead of eating the natural carbohydrates, we prefer them refined. A lot of sugar in our diet, a lot of salt, a lot of fat. And we're not exercising. The vagaries of modern life, everybody is spreading out. And once you spread out and you start accumulating the fat, your cholesterols go haywire, the likelihood of developing diabetes becomes quite high. And then once you have any of these, if you have one, it's bad enough. But if you have two, these risk factors don't add up. They multiply into each other. So if you have two, it's more than just two. It's multiplicative. So what we're trying to do is start a healthy lifestyle. People should take the road to a healthy heart. Eat right. Cut out the salt. Cut out the alcohol. Cut out the fat. Eat more of complex carbohydrates. Eat a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables. Smoking is out of it. Those who smoke will need to stop. And then I'm also talking to people who don't smoke. If you have any person who smokes around you, ask them to just not come near you, because if you're by a smoker, you actually inhale much more than the person smoking. The person smoking smokes through a filter. You are getting the side stream, not filtered. So you have as much risk as a person who is smoking. A lot of alcohol, we drink so much, the alcohol burns up your heart, burns up the liver, doesn't really add value.